All right, good evening and welcome to this Yoga for Recovery, Realization, and Resilience. My name is Brian and I'm delighted to be with you today. Today's practice is going to be a exploration of the light. We're going to try to open up and lighten up a little bit. We'll begin with a pretty engaging breath practice to see if we can make a shift. Then we'll come do some movement on the mat, a little light movement, nothing really heavy today. Excuse me. Then we'll come back. Then we'll come into our twist and then into our guided rest. We'll probably be 35 minutes today. We'll see how things go. As always, remember our first guiding principle: support precedes action. So ensure that you have whatever you need for your practice here. Tissues to clear your passageways before we breathe, blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, eye shades, maybe a chair. We're going to sit for a few minutes here in the beginning. So whatever you need to support yourself, have that available and then use it. The point of having supports is to avail yourself of them. And then also remember that it is your practice. So while I'll offer and suggest and invite some things from over here, remember that ultimately your only requirement is to be present and to breathe. Everything else is optional. Please treat it that way. Listen to the wisdom of your own body. Do what's right for you. Your body knows what it needs. If you listen and give it what it needs, it will reward you. All right. So with that, as always, we'll land by finding a support and rooting in, coming into the present moment, letting gratitude arise, and then setting our intentions. So I invite you, as we start, to find your supports, to come into a supported posture, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that means for you, whatever shape that takes for you. Take a moment to come into that. Bring yourself into yourself. Feel into whatever part of your body is in contact with something, the floor, the chair, the wall, the seat, the mat, whatever's touching. Feel that sensation of connection. Bring your awareness to that sensation of connection as support. What is it like to be supported in this moment? And then establish yourself in those supports by imagining that you could extend roots through those places of contact to hold you steady while you lengthen through your side body, lengthen through your crown. Tuck your chin slightly. Feel the spine elongate and align, and then feel that release at the back of the neck so that you can feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. And holding yourself in that elongated and aligned posture. I invite you to come into the present moment by coming into the breath. Find your inhale as it appears underneath your nasal passages and begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils. And hold your awareness on your breath, following the inhalation into the body cavity, wherever it goes, front, back, sides, full 360 breath. No stress, no strain, no exertion here, no efforting, just breathing, full inhale. And complete exhale. Noticing the sensations in the body as you inhale, feeling the prana, the life force, come on the inhalation. The energy body engaging and lighting up. Feel the relief and the release on the exhale as you release waste materials, that which is no longer needed. And then just notice that process of gifting of the primary need, the body's primary need, the air. Freely given, allow and receive it with that same level of freedom and gratitude. And closing your eyes, if you're comfortable, or narrowing your gaze to something not moving beyond the tip of your nose, turn your attention inward to your heart space. And as you inhale, float your hands to your heart space and allow to arise in your heart space gratitude, any one thing for which you are grateful today. Maybe for you today, just the possibility of gratitude, but allow gratitude to arise in your being. Whatever it is that you're grateful for in this moment, note it, see it clearly in your mind's eye, and anchor it there in your heart space. And then as you choose today, I invite you to set your intention for your practice. Perhaps a simple intention to just be right there with each breath, or just to hold your gratitude in your heart space. But whatever your intention is, take a moment here to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. And then listen for the echoes of your intention in your being as you take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to allow your chin to drop toward your grateful and intentional heart, and if you like to offer a benediction to seal your intention, I invite you to do so as I say Namo, Namaste. And then drop your hands, lift your chin, switch your interlock of your legs if you like, find a supported posture. We're going to be in a seated posture for the next couple minutes. So we're going to do a breath practice to get ourselves shifted right away, perhaps. We'll see how this works. We'll see how it goes. It's called the breath of 10. And it's the posture seated. The body is very still. The arms, the elbows will be at the sides. The hands will be 6 to 8 inches apart, palms facing each other. Find the distance where you actually can feel a subtle sense of energetic transfer between your palms. And maybe that's a little narrower, maybe that's a little wider, but where you can start to feel that little, like as if there's a ball of energy between your hands. The movement of the hands is going to be a clapping motion without touching the palms. So you're going to, move the hands in and out like you're clapping without actually touching the palms, just feeling that energetic. So you'll feel maybe perhaps a little bit of energetic movement. So your hands come together, it'll feel like, ooh, and then they'll bounce apart with that energy that's there. Body is very still. Eyes are closed and focused at the brow point or just narrowed. So you're focusing on something not moving beyond the tip of your nose. You're not comfortable closing your eyes. The breath, 5-part inhale. We're going to break the inhale into 5 equal parts through the nose, inhaling through the nose in 5 equal parts. It's going to look something like this. Inhale, and then the exhale is going to be 5 equal parts out the mouth. So inhaling nose, exhaling mouth. 5-part inhale, 5-part exhale. And you're moving the hands in relationship to the breathing. All right, so don't overthink it. Don't over effort it. Remember, it's just breathing, just be in it. So let's take a cleansing breath to begin. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and then begin 5-part inhale through the nose. And 5-part exhale off the mouth. Continue. Inhaling nose. Exhaling mouth. Find the rhythm that's appropriate for you. Your rhythm, your breath, your practice. Having found the rhythm, imagine you're breathing in light and breathing out light. Imagine you're surrounded by light. No stress, no strain, no overexertion. Steady. Focused on the breath. Moving within your own body. Take a full inhale. Gently retain this breath. Lift at the base of the spine, the pelvic bowl. Bring your hands to your face and just place your hands against your face, holding all this energy in your body, feeling it at your face. Release and exhale. Inhale fully. Gently retain this breath. Lift at the base of the pelvic bowl, at the base of the spine, at the heart. Bring the hands to the heart. Feel this energetic connection at the heart. Exhale. Inhale fully. Gently retain this breath. Bring the hands to the belly. Feel this energetic connection at the belly as you lift at the base of the spine, at the pelvic bowl. Exhale, release. Bring your hands to your knees, palms up, thumb and forefinger together. Be very still. Allow the breath to come and go. Release any shaping. Just notice your experience. Notice what shifted for you with that one little practice. It was a 3-minute practice. You want to build that practice, perhaps. If you enjoy that practice, you want to build that practice up to 11 minutes or maybe even 16 and a half minutes. Just notice what that one little practice may have shifted for you. Be in your own experience for the moment. Very still, very calm. Remember this space here, this calm, still, steady space. We'll return to this later in the practice. Take a full inhale. A complete exhale. And find your way to your mat. On your feet, we're going to do a little light movement. Just a little light movement today. Kind of move things around. Woo. So just kind of march that out a little bit. Just a little bit of shaking of the feet. You feel everything settled in the hips a little bit, and we want to kind of march it out. Do a little marching. Those of you who know your march, yeah, we've marched for a while. Yeah, a little cadence. Woo. Maybe add a little bit of arm movement, just a Maybe that feels too GI and automatic for you. Maybe just do a little shaking. Just add a little bit of movement. And just kind of loosen things up. All right. And bring your feet underneath the hips. Inhale, take the arms overhead. Place the palms against each other. Interlock the fingers, extend the index fingers high, get long, take the thumbs through the wall behind you. Feel the full length of your body here. Inhale, exhale, bump the hip to the right, and then let the body lean to the left. Now your body will just go to a space, and that'll be it. From there, inhale, get long through both arms. Exhale, maybe a little more space created, maybe not. Breathe into this. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Get long. Thumbs towards the back wall. Extend, inhale. Exhale, bump the left hip and lean to the right. And again, just go to where your body allows. Then inhale, lengthen through the arms, maybe a little space created. Be here, take a full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale, come back to center, get long. Thumbs towards the back wall. Inhale. Exhale, maybe look up, see your thumbs, maybe a little back bend. Maybe don't be gentle, be gentle. Don't overdo it. Just go to where your body allows. Inhale, get long. Exhale, maybe a little space created. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, come back to neutral, get long. Exhale, bring the hands through prayer. Hinge at the hips and fold into a forward fold. Now, just take a moment to release into forward fold. Relax the neck, relax the head, relax the arms. If you need a little bracing, bring your hands to your elbows, in front of or behind the legs, whichever is appropriate at this point. Just feeling into this forward fold, releasing the hands, allowing the forehead to come toward the shins. Breathing into this full inhale. Complete exhale. Bring the hands to the shins. Press the palms into the shins. Straighten the arms. Come to a flat back parallel to the mat. Breathe in behind the heart. Full inhale. Press back through the hips as you get long through the crown. Balance the weight in the feet. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale. Slide the hands down. Release the hands. Release the head. Forward fold. Bend the knees and root to rise. Slowly come up, one vertebra at a time, gathering as you go. As you come upright, take the arms overhead. Exhale, release the hands. Ooh. Let's do that one more time with the breath. Inhale the arms up, interlace the fingers. Exhale, lean to the right, bump the hip to the left. Inhale, get long. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, come back to center, get long. Exhale, bump the hip to the right, lean to the left. Inhale, get long. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, come back to center, get long. Exhale, take the hands back, arch the back, little back bend here. Full inhale. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, come back to center, get long. Exhale, hinge and fold, forward fold. Inhale here, lift the hips, press the hips up and back. Exhale, release the forehead toward the shins. Inhale, brace if you need to on the shins. Inhale to a flat back, breathe behind the heart. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, root and rise, gather as you go up through tall mountain. Exhale, release the hands, roll the shoulders, take a breath. Bring your hands to your hips. If you're not at the top of your mat, you're going to come to the top of your mat, and then you're just going to pick up your right heel and maybe your right foot, and then step your right foot back on the mat. Drop the heel down and in. So we're preparing for our warrior posture here. So the weight is balanced in the feet. Hips, shoulders, and head are facing off the top side of your mat. You're just simply going to inhale, get long, and exhale, just bend the left knee. Feel how the hips move forward toward the top of your mat. Not at an angle. So maybe you have to adjust that back foot a little to maintain that balance in the feet. This is your warrior. Inhale, take the arms to prayer or up overhead. This is your warrior. Inhale here. Exhale, open the arms to shoulder height. And drop them and stack the shoulders. So the right arm is put behind you. Left arm is pinned in front of you. Looking down over your left middle finger. Seeing what's in front of you. Inhale here. Exhale, sink in a little bit. Maybe your hips drop. Maybe get a little deeper bend in that left knee. Inhale, maybe a little upright. Exhale, sink in. So we're getting this little pulse with the breath. Just a little subtle movement. Now, come, sink in. Bring the right hand to meet the left. Bring the palms together. Fold the fingers of the left hand so that the thumb is lifted. You're making a fist with the left hand. Fold the fingers of the right hand, and as if you're pulling a bow, bring your right hand back toward your right shoulder. So you stretched your bow. And from here, we're going to do that pulsing with the breath. Powerful breath here. In and out through the nose. Right arm drawn back, left arm extended long, focused on the target. Inhale here. Draw that bow back a little tighter. A little tighter. A little tighter yet. Exhale, release. Release the hands to the waist, straighten the left leg. Rotate the left foot off the long side of your mat. Rotate the right foot down. What would have been the bottom is now the top of your mat. Rotate your left foot in so it's at an angle. Now you're preparing for your warrior facing in the opposite direction. Adjust the torso. Inhale here. Exhale, just bend into that right knee. Notice what micro adjustments you need to make in your feet in order to keep the balance of the weight in the feet. Inhale, bring your hands to prayer. And then overhead, warrior one, full inhale. Exhale, sink in. Inhale here. Exhale, open the arms, warrior two. Now, inhale, bring that right hand to meet the left, or left hand to meet the right. And then you're going to fold that right hand into a fist, thumb up. Take that left hand as if you're pulling back your bow, draw that left hand back, way back, straightening arm between the shoulders. And here we are in our posture. Now we're going to do that breath and pulse. Just a gentle little movement here. Powerful breath. Out here. Pull that left hand back, tighter, tighter, tighter. Exhale, release that arrow, release that bow. Inhale, bring the arms, hands to prayer, straighten the right leg. Bring the hands to the waist, turn the right foot off the long side of your mat. And then walk your feet in just slightly wider than the hips. Release the hands. Woo. Okay. Now, toes are slightly pointed out for balance. Feet are slightly wider than hip for balance. We're simply going to do a little bit of squat action here. So you have the option here to bring your hands out in front of you, palms down, shoulder height. This provide additional balance. Inhale here. Exhale. You're just going to sink the hips. So imagine there's a wall behind your head behind your shoulders, behind your hips. You're just rolling down that wall, sliding down that wall, coming to whatever place is appropriate for you. And you inhale, you come back up. And exhale, squat. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhale up. Exhale, release the hands. Roll the shoulders up and down. Bring the feet underneath the hips. Allow everything to settle. Just be still. And gently, keeping that stillness to the extent that you can, bring yourself down onto your back, on your mat. All right. Now, you're going to rotate your knees outward so that your soles of your feet come together. Wherever your soles of your feet come together, that's your starting point. Allow the knees to open. And then experiment with the distance between your hips and your heels. So you might want to bring the heels a little closer to the hips, or maybe a little farther away, but no, never to the point where the soles of your feet come apart. Find the place where you feel the most opening in your hips, the knees are most relaxed. Now, if your knees are stressing, you can take your block and place your blocks underneath the outside of your knees for support. Because the idea here is to allow the hips to open, not to press the knees to the floor. Take your hands to your abdomen and notice where your abdomen has tension and see if you can release that. This is a relaxed abdominal posture. So we're just going to be in this Supta Baddha Konasana, or butterfly posture, reclined bound angle posture. We're just going to be here for a moment, allowing the hips to open and the energy to settle here. Feeling into this. Allowing yourself to relax. Now feel your lower spine against the mat, taking the crown of the head long. Soften at the back of the skull, that soft spot at the back of the skull. Soften at the back of the shoulders. Feel into the opening in your hips. And then we're going to twist out of the hips a little bit. So on your next inhale, take your hands to the outside of your thighs and gently bring your knees together, the soles of the feet toward the mat. And then walk the soles of the feet out towards the wide edges of your mat. So your knees are falling together. Again, you'll keep that abdomen soft here. Notice how there's no tension or constriction in the abdomen. Now take your arms out. Oops, there's a timer. Nicely done. I love it when a plane goes. Okay. Now take your hands out 60 to 90 degrees to create a little space. And we're going to windshield wipe your legs. So inhale here, get long through the crown. Feel the lower spine of that. And then exhale, let both knees fall over to the left. Just gentle little opening here. We're not trying to overdo anything. We're not trying to press into anything. We're just allowing whatever's available there. And then we're going to inhale back to center. The knees will come together. And we're going to exhale, both knees will go to the right. And again, just a gentle movement, and then just move with your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And allowing this to happen. Find your breath and move with your breath. Little breath rhythm here. Tighten a little bit at the back of the throat, at the glottis, so you can hear the breath in the nostrils. And then you can move with the rhythm of the breath. And maybe that sounds a little bit like windshield wipers clicking in the rain, or the surf going in and out, the ocean, ocean breath, victorious breath, ujjayi breath. Couple more here. And inhale back to center. Walk the feet back in toward each other. Bring the knees in toward the chest. Reach up and squeeze. Now, bring the forehead toward the knees. Now, if you are pregnant or on your menstrual cycle, just do long, deep breathing here. Otherwise, we're going to introduce a little breath of fire. So that's using the diaphragm on the exhale, pulling back and down on the exhale, and then allowing the inhale to come as the diaphragm releases back up and out. Find your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Squeezing the knees between, squeezing the nose between the knees, excuse me. Tight little ball here. Take a full inhale. Retain this breath while lifting at the base of the spine, at the pelvic bowl, at the heart. Tight little ball, squeeze, squeeze, and exhale. Release the legs long. Let the toes fall open. Release the palms down by the hips, palms up. Lengthen the crown, roll down the pelvic bowl so that the lower spine, the lumbar spine is against the mat. And if you feel that your heels need to be a little wider for you, then go ahead and take your heels as wide as is comfortable for you. Now we're moving into our rest, but we're going to breathe our way into our rest. So take a moment here to provide any additional supports you may want in this posture. And then we're going to begin to breathe in a meditative way. So we're going to do this little practice of 4, 4, 4. So we're going to inhale for the count of 4. And then we're going to gently retain for the count of 4. And then we're going to exhale for the count of 4. So this is a very quiet breath, a very gentle breath, a very still breath. Depending on where you are, you may find that as you get into it, it gets quieter and quieter, and you no longer even hear the breath. Maybe not. Just notice your own experience, but be with yourself here, gently inhaling for a count of 4, gently retaining for a count of 4, and gently exhaling for a count of 4, and just continuing that for a spell here. Stay with the pattern for a little bit. Let this next iteration of the pattern be your final iteration of the pattern, so that as you exhale, you release the pattern and any shaping of the breath at all, and just allow yourself to settle. Release any shaping of the mind, any shaping of the breath, any shaping of the body. Just allow yourself to be. Settling into rest and stillness. See if you can approximate or reclaim that meditative state that you had arisen after the first breath practice. See if you can find that sense of stillness that moves beyond the sense and just is still. See if you can access that space where there's no separation between the outer and the inner, where you just abide in the field of presence. See if you can just rest fully and deeply, allowing the practice to integrate in your being, letting the healing occur. Feeling into your own existence in your own space, we'll explore that feeling that sense, that stillness in silence for the next minute. And if perchance you notice that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing, and then gently and compassionately return your focus to your breathing. On your next inhale, begin to reacclimate with your body by perhaps wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe rotating your ankles and your wrists. Continuing to reawaken and reacclimate the body. On your next inhale, I invite you to bring your knees toward the ceiling and your heels toward your hips, and to extend your right arm alongside your head. Establishing yourself here, prepare to roll to your right side gently. And as you are prepared, and only as you're prepared, do so. Gently roll to your right side, letting your right arm cradle your head like a pillow. Take a moment here on your right side to prepare yourself to be upright again. And as you are prepared, and only as you are prepared, when you are ready, I invite you to bring your left hand in front of your torso and use your left arm to help gently leverage yourself back to a seated posture. As you come back into your seated posture, take a moment to reacclimate to being seated. Find your supports, root down and lengthen. Bring yourself back into that sense of being present in your seat, supported in your seat, and reacclimate to your breath. And as you inhale, I invite you once again to float your hands to your heart space in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. And allow to arise in your heart space perhaps one more thing for which you are grateful today. And as you sit and witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And as always, I invite and encourage you to stay here in this grateful resting space for as long as you like. And whenever you rise, please, the whole purpose of these practices is so that you can take them with you off your mat, take your practices with you and your gratitude with you as you go through the rest of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.